As we all know, I'm a master debater, so I could literally spend hours masterfully debating with myself in front of you whether or not Archaludon EX is actually improved by the new Duraludon or Archaludon. But since only one outcome results in me making a YouTube video, I'm doing it regardless. The new Duraludon only does 70 damage for 3 energy, except it's guaranteed energy discard from your opponent's active. Pair it with Relicanth, now you have a 300 hit point monster who powers itself up, does 70 damage and discards an energy. Then to really piss them off, run Handheld Fan and Crushing Hammer. The new Archaludon meanwhile makes itself immune to damage from basic Pokemon. Slap a Mist Energy on it, Mega Absol and Kangaskhan are going to have a hard time beating it off. Though Monkey Dory will kind of throw a wrench into that particular strategy. Still, if you target the monkeys with the 120 damage attack, you should be okay. Finally, Jumbo Ice Cream. I know the main strategy is to let Archaludon take a big hit, then copy Duraludon's Raging Hammer. But if they try to set up a 2-hit KO, you can heal off 80 and mess up their strategy. What you're seeing right now is the most annoying build of Archaludon Energy Discard. But of course, there's several more lists in the description, each focusing on either the new Duraludon, Archaludon, or Jumbo Ice Cream because I have way too much time on my feet. Well, this is an awkward hand. We definitely want to keep the Enhanced Hammer, we want to keep the Handy Fan. The Turo scenario seems like the least important, but also bosses seems least important. Yeah, and this is a situation where the other Duraludon would be much, much better. And also, if I don't get Psyduck, we lose the game. So we need Psyduck and another Duraludon and we'll be fine. Well, we got one. I mean, we get to play another turn. That's the nice thing. So while they're doing things and annoying us and they have no room for Klefki. So yeah, the card bleed glitch has been going on for a very long time, literally since Mega Evolution base set. They're evolving into Dusknoir, don't worry about it. So that's the fix an issue where incorrect textures were appearing on top of cards. That's card bleed. You know, that's just the catch-all term I use. And then the fact that you weren't getting notifications is kind of crazy. Because, yeah, I'll go into my profile and say, like, oh, I have 5 friend requests. What? I don't remember getting those. To fit more toes in my mouth. And then the fix an issue where Terra Evolution VFX may erroneously trigger when using cards with a deck searching effect in instances where Terra Evolution Pokemon were played during the previous match. Like, I don't think you realize how insane that is. That, oh, they're attacking. Sorry, they got their Lopunny and their enriching energy, but they're losing an energy in the process. And let's put that energy on the Dusknoir. So it's so pathetic. And then, you know, Mega Heracross was not mentioned here. If you haven't watched my Mega Heracross gameplay video, it's the first game where you can abuse it. So I'll check in on that when everything's, when the patch is over. And just the Terra Evolution thing, like, how does that even make any sense? And then the tweet today about, oh, hey, you can attack from the bench with Toedscruel. That makes sense. Uh-oh. Well, this is less than ideal, especially when I got rid of my... Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll get a Duraludon or an Artazon, then we'll have another one. Oh, okay, we got everything. So we want to go and get... yeah, we just want as many Duraludon as possible. The Toedscruel isn't useful right now. It's not going to be useful until we take a knockout. But the hammers are going to be very, very important. And I think this is definitely a Maractus situation where we go Maractus down, retreat into the Maractus, buy ourselves a little bit of time here. And if you want to buy yourself some time, go to TCG Player, and a full art time is probably like $2. The joke there is there's a character in the Pokemon universe called Time. I think they're related to someone named Rhyme, and it's like Rhyme Time. Get it? But like there's a Pokemon called Mr. Rhyme, and Rhyme doesn't use Mr. Rhyme, which is kind of weird. Kind of like how, oh God, what is it? What is it? There's what's it? B? No, it's not B. I can't remember. There's some character who has a, I can't remember. I'm not blue balling you. I'm not playing with your great balls. And PP Jackson, lotion your feet on every day that ends in Y. Yeah, not Mr. Rhyme, even though it's in the name. All right, so they took 6 to the face. That's not a knockout, But I can just literally run them out of all their energy because they don't play a bunch of energy. There we go. Duraludon. I don't want to... Oh, hello. But actually, this isn't the time to use the Enhanced Hammer, believe it or not. This is actually like the opposite of the time to use the Enhanced Hammer. Because I can just Hyper Beam. So let's go attach to the active. I can also just Hyper Beam with the active. I don't have to Hyper Beam with anybody else. No Ruffian? Yeah, there's no Ruffian. There's no Big Boy Ceruledge. And if you didn't know, there's a Ceruledge or an Armarouge that just discards all the energy from your opponent's active, and it's hilarious. I guess, yeah, I guess this might be the correct call. Right? Putting both energy on the active, because they don't have an attack next turn. I need to keep my Night Stretchers down simply for when they knock out Psyduck. And then if I just go Hyper Beam, this will put them on odd prizes, right? Instead of them softening up in Archaludon, this will put them on odd prizes. And I'm also setting up a KO, because there was no point exposing my Archaludon like it's a sock with holes in it, like their toes. There was no reason to let Archaludon take a big hit when I wasn't taking a knockout on the Mega Lopunny. And now I'm regretting losing that bosses, but they don't have Monkey Dory. They jammed their bench up because they got super greedy. They needed to put Latias or a Klefki in play. I was looking at the Latias. And that Enriching Energy is dead. They're down a Jet Energy. They have to use another Jet Energy this turn or another switch or something to knock out the Duraludon. They can't bosses and knock out the Fez. I can Heroes Cape the Fez, or I can just Turo the Fez. I have so many options available to me. I think worst case scenario is obviously if they knock out the Duraludon this turn, because then I don't have a way to power up my Archaludon. So this was the risk. I will admit that this was the risk of making that play. But you see, this got them to put a Jet Energy down. So let's put that guy into play. And then we go, yeah, we'll play with our Rod. Let's go Duraludon, Duraludon. Probably not Energy. We'll do that. Artazon, put the Duraludon down. Okay, and then attach Fez. If we get the Enhanced Hammer, I'm just going to Turo the Fez. We got absolutely nothing, and that's kind of pathetic. Well, I believe this is an Iono turn. Because putting them down to 3 cards is very, very useful here. And there's the Enhanced Hammer, baby. All right, we got full Metal Lab. We got Enhanced Hammer. We got everything. Easy, get out of here, Lopunny. Now, the question is, how worried am I that they're going to go... Ah, that's stupid. No, I'm going to be greedy. They were greedy. I'm going to be greedy in return. Actually, I was very greedy. Son of a gun. Seriously? The full Metal Lab is so useless. And they have, you know, the triple Dust Noir. But the reason I didn't want to put the Hero's Cape on the Fez is simply because, you know, I'd lose it if I Turo it. All right, well, we're 1 turn away from doing everything. I think if they don't do anything this turn, then yes, I put the Cape on the Fez. Because then, you know, we save ourselves from, oh, that's amazing. And again, this is kind of what the strategy was supposed to be, is Archaludon doesn't knock out a lot of things, only doing 220. But when you pair 220 with 70, you're almost knocking things out. But of course, you know, Kangaskhan sucks a huge butt. But I think, yeah, we just go Hero's Cape and then Hyper Beam. Just run them out of all of their energy. That's it. Just get all of their energy off the field, and then they can't do anything. They have maybe 1 Jet Energy left. I have 4 Crushing Hammer in the deck. I have an Archaludon that they can't knock out. So if you're playing an energy discard Archaludon, you do have to be very aware. You have to be cognizant of what your opponent is doing and what's in your opponent's deck. Because if I was just going autopilot here and I didn't know what was happening, I would be like, oh, I can't. I have to go super fast. I have to play super quickly. But it's like, no, they probably have just 4 jet energy and 1 enriching energy, and that's it. So if you know what's in their deck, you can beat them off efficiently. And if beating people off efficiently is anything, okay, this is good. So we go Metal Defender, and again, I'm not taking a knockout. You're probably wondering why I'm not bossing the Mega Lopunny and why I'm, you know, dancing around the knockout. It's because as soon as I take a knockout, they can put a Klefki down. So as soon as I take a knockout, guess what happens? Klefki comes down, and then they use their Dust Noir. we don't want that. You know, that'll be okay. Boss's Order of the Latios, but that's only 2. So that's actually not good because it's only 2. All right, as much as I don't want to do this, I think now is the time. We go Pal Pad. Let's put double bosses back in. And then now we knock out the Mega Lopunny. Use the... it's not this one, Clam. It's the other Toedscruel. The other baby Toedscruel with Mushroom Drain, but it only does 30 damage, so it doesn't have an ability. It's the other one. I mean, this one still might do it. You know, I haven't tested this specific one. This one might be able to attack from the bench. You know, we haven't tried it. This, for all we know, this one could do it too. All right, so here comes... Oh! I 100% thought that that was going to be a Klefki. And they were going to, you know, do some things. But they've decided against that. All right. So they have to retreat the Mega Kangaskhan. Ooh, they tried to use Night Stretcher. They prized the Klefki. Well, that seems like a skill issue to me. You know, I can be all high and mighty today because we're actually drawing well. You know, maybe these Saturday streams are a good idea. Who knew? Okay, so they're giving me the Dust Noir. I think I take the KO. Right? They might have some spicy card in there, but like if they are trying to do the Klefki strategy, that's fine. Right? If they want to put Klefki down, me going, yeah, they don't work on Saturdays. That's why everything's going right. And Harrowing Gale. Are you related to Gale Thrust? Lucky Saturdays with the pilot. Yeah, getting lucky on Saturdays with the pilot. All right, so we have Full Metal Lab. We're not taking any chances right now. I'm going to go get the Archaludon. We're going to thin the deck. We're going to go get Archaludon. We're going to set this guy up. We're going to save the Air Balloon because we, you know, some things could happen here. But now we have a backup Archaludon. And see, they don't know that I have Crushing Hammer. We haven't even shown them the Crushing Hammer. So yeah, I think we'd use Metal Defender. Right? Because they can't take a 3-prize turn. Like if they blow up 1 Dust Noir and then use Lopunny to knock out my active Archaludon, that's still only 2 prizes, right? And like if they have Blood Moon or Saluna, obviously if I hadn't caped the Fez, yeah, I wouldn't have done that because, you know, we would have just waited until I can Turo the Fez. But I think we're fine. And see, this is why I didn't... Okay. This is why I kind of left the Latios, is if they Turo or Penny the Kangaskhan, then the Latios is just 2 prizes, and it just worked out really well. You know, it's like me on a Tuesday night with Mistress Paddlebottom when we go to the gym that is closed for special occasions. I got really worked out. It really worked out. Okay. Do you have your final jet energy? Present it to me. Present me your final jet energy and be saddened about the outcome. Okay, press 1 if I should troll them. Press 2 if I should just end the game. Press 1 for the troll, press 2 for ending the game. It looks like it's pretty even, actually. Oh, the troll is winning, and then, of course, we flip another tails. All right, well, it seems like the most tenured sub is the one who said to troll them, so we're going to Hyper Beam. So it looks like the trolls won. Even though it was about a tie, you know, I gotta go with the people who give me the most money. You know, Soaring, Metal Max, and Gengar's friend, you're not subbed, so your votes don't matter as much as people who do give me money. And Quanted and Sly Valley, your balls are not the right color. You know, Clamburglar's balls are the right color, Mark's balls are the right color, but you know, just I have to go with who's got the nicest balls, and Clamburglar has the nicest balls. And also Gordoros balls are pretty cool too. You know, Gordoros has shown so many people their balls because they gift a bunch of subs. But this is the kind of stuff, you know, if you're not following me on Twitch, join me on Twitch. Normally I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but because of the maintenance on Tuesday to fix, you know, issues that any other game would be embarrassed to have, I can't stream on Tuesday. And so the next stream I'll do after Monday is the ladder reset. So the November ladder will finally end on Thursday, which is, again, another kind of pathetic thing about TCG Live is, hey, the November ladder will end on Thursday. Explain that one to me, Pokemon Company International and Tanner V. You know, you should probably get some sun. You're looking a little pale. You need to be a bit more tanner. If you're feeling pale, you need to get a little bit tanner. Yeah, see, again, you gotta follow the Twitch stream. Not only can you affect the stream and annoy people who are just trying to enjoy their Saturday, you get to experience all these jokes, even in games that don't make the videos. Okay, this is both a good and bad starting hand. I think we should... Do we have the Scizor? Because Scizor is a game-winning card right off the bat. And this is the card bleed. So you see here, the Relicanth is a Mega Mawile. This is the card bleed I was talking about that's going to be fixed in the patch. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be a matchup that doesn't really use the Jumbo Ice Cream or anything. All right, so we go... Oh, we get to use Motivate. I am motivated to win this game, because we get to use Motivate here. And yeah, there's no reason to risk anything else. So let's put one more in there, because we need to save a little bit. And also the Scizor is Mega Evolved as well. So what do I got? I have 2 Night Stretcher in the deck. There should be a 3rd in the prizes. And we do have a Super Rod. So I don't mind losing the Fez this early. Right? I don't want to put the Fez into play just to lose it. Well, that's a pretty good turn, if you ask me. Now, the question is, no, it doesn't really make any sense to go after the Zoroark. This is a very good matchup for Archaludon. But they can also kind of say that about me. Is like, hey, this is kind of a good matchup for me as well. All right, so 1, 2, buckle my shoe. We got absolutely nothing off of that, by the way. This always happens. I'm like, hey, this hand is really good, but I'm going to Lilies for 8 and get a better one, and then this happens. Right? Like, I don't have a Nest Ball, so I can't get the Fezandipiti back. I can use a couple of things here. I got Moltres, that doesn't matter, because I remove my weakness. We just have to be very careful. But I have to make sure that the Scyther stays a secret, right? There's a 1-1 Scizor line, which absolutely destroys them in this matchup, except for the stupid Moltres. So Lillie is a lie. Yeah, for me, Lillie is a lie. But, I mean, we have a playable hand next turn. The issue is that I don't have a Relicanth. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, there's the other Duraludon. We want the other Duraludon. We don't want this, we want the other Duraludon. Okay, so I think what I do is we Iron Bundle just to sort of see what happens. Because I don't care about knocking out the Toedscool. I want to knock out the Moltres or a Zorua. And if they happen to give me the Zoroark, which they won't, that's also cool. Okay, so I have to... How many energy we got? We got 2. Is it worth it to put 20 on the Zorua? I don't think so. So then we'll go, yeah, 1, 2, 1 on you, 1 on you, motivate, retreat. And I'm not going to use the bosses. I'm just going to take the knockout. Probably should have put Full Metal Lab down, but obviously they're going to have En's Castle. And this will be a playable card. That's the cool thing. And it's not a playable card. Yeah, never gonna let me down. Oh, great. Itchy Pollen visual effects when 25% of the megas in their most recent set didn't work properly upon launch. Yeah, new visual effects for Badoo's Itchy Pollen attack starting on January 1st. New catchphrases, new battle board. And it's like, you do realize Mega Gengar was supremely broken when it first came out. You do realize that Mega Heracross apparently isn't getting fixed with the most recent update. I'll check that after the update. You know, we still can't select cards. You're fixing the Terrestrial glitch. That's cool, but that took about 3 or 4 months. And Mr. Low Elo Boy, you gotta watch the whole stream, Mr. Low Elo Boy. It's the second patch note. It fixes an issue where the Terra visual... Oh, crap. Uh-oh. They put a maximum belt on the Zoroark. That doesn't really matter because, you know, Zoroark doesn't play attackers. That's the problem. When the Zekrom comes out, that's a knockout. Okay, so we got the Jumbo Ice Cream. This is exactly why I have Jumbo Ice Cream in the deck. So let's go heal you up. And then Full Metal Lab. I need to knock out the Mawile, or sorry, the Moltres. So yeah, they thought they were being so smart, but I licked their ice cream. You know, I could fit that whole thing in my mouth. After years of practice, I can fit that whole ice cream cone in my mouth. And they're going to be impressed. You know, I won competitions with how much I can fit inside my mouth. The judges were just so impressed. Metal Max, thank you for the sub. See, I knew I'd be able to bait someone into subbing. And you got a ball. There's a ball next to your name. Congratulations. Your ball has dropped. So remember, when Zekrom comes out, it does 250 damage. And you put a maximum belt on it. Hey, that's 300 damage, one shot in an Archaludon. So just you wait. Zekrom is going to turn this deck. Oh, yeah, go for my Squawk. Oh, yeah. Pound my bird. Choke my Squawkabilly. Epic Poe and Bacon, damn straight. That's the only way to eat an ice cream cone. And Metal Max, you might have to refresh the stream to see your Pokeball next to your name. But don't worry, you got balls, baby. You got some real nice balls. And actually, I guess in this matchup, Toedscruel would be good. We're not playing the Toedscruel build, so that's not a thing. But Toedscruel would actually be pretty good. And do you want to see something really funny that I have to do here? I literally have to use... hang on, what do I have to do? I have to go get Relicanth, which I'm not sure we actually have. Do we even have Relicanth? Uh-oh, that could be bad. All right, so you go down. So if I think I have to Iono. And if I use Metal Defender, that's bad. And so is putting Fezandipiti into play, but we also have an unplayable hand. So let's see what we got here. I think Scoop Up Cyclone might be the ace spec. Okay. We want to keep that there, but the problem is if I hit into them, that's bad. Okay, so let's get rid of Artazon Energy. Do we have the Relicanth? We do. Scizor would be super useful in this matchup. So I should probably put it into play, but I have to be very careful. I have to do math, okay? And Epic Poem Bacon, thank you for the sub. Okay, so Trust Your Pellet has to do math. Everybody, calm your butts. All right, so 220 plus 70, so I have to use... I wish I'd healed it. I wish I'd used Jumbo Ice Cream to heal it. All right, so if they bump the Full Metal Lab, they're taking a knockout, and we lose the game. The problem here is I'm not playing... Like, I have one copy of the other Duraludon that discards an energy. A Canadian doing math? I know. It's a horror show. It's like Gengar and Mimikyu, GX's GX attack. It's a horror show. So if I was playing the other Duraludon, or if I just had the other Duraludon underneath this one, we would have been able to do 70. Oh, no. All right, well, that is going to be a knockout if they just find an energy. And I don't know if I can win now. Like, if they can't find a Toedscruel, then obviously we'll be fine. But if they find an energy, we kind of lose. I have to get the Scoop Up Cyclone, which I believe is the A-Spec. Again, I don't really check the list before I play them. I'm not Santa Claus. Because, yeah, with the maximum belt and the... So it's 220 plus 50. If they get an energy on the Monkey Dory, or if they have a Stadium, Archaludon is knocked out. If they somehow get neither of those things, then Saturday really is a blessed day for us. And Saturday is the best day of the week, and I have to stream every Saturday. Because when's the last time a Zoroark deck with 3 Zoroark in play didn't get the one... Okay, so Fez is dead. So Fez is absolutely done. But the nice thing now is that they don't have a way to knock out my Archaludon. And that's actually really, really good. Okay, so Lillie's for 4. We're not going to boss anybody. Or Lillie's for 6, sorry. And then we go get Scyther. Because they're not going to be expecting this. Okay. Battle Cage. Battle Cage over Full Metal Lab. I think Full Metal Lab is better in this specific situation. But if they have to put a Pecharunt EX down, we'll be fine. All right, those are all cards that exist. The Scizor isn't going to be good unless they have to put down a Fez or a Pecharunt. And, of course. Well, that's a teardrop. That doesn't really matter. All right, so how much is Mega Mawile doing? How much are you gobbling down? You're gobbling down 320. So if I just find Archaludon, we win. And another cool thing that the Scizor is going to do, it's going to make them scared and not put the Toedscruel down. Potentially. I mean, they probably will. But the Toedscruel might not come down. And there's the Pecharunt. So they gave me multiple win conditions. The Pecharunt is 2 prizes. If they put the... Oh, no, that's 210. So the Pecharunt is knocked out with Scizor. They have to poison... So wait, hang on. If they poison this guy, that's 170. Again, if Zekrom was out, this is exactly why it's going to be 2 Zekrom, 1 Reshiram, and N Zoroark. So in, what, 6 weeks? This deck is going to be great, right? Zekrom, you have a 250 damage attack with Binding Mochi, that's 290. Add a Monkey Dory, you're doing 320. You know, you're just doing so many amazing things with Zoroark. But right now, I think you should just, you know, let it rest. Zoroark can win a lot of games, but when it gets, like, the best card it's ever had in a month, don't play it right now. Well, you're boring. How boring can you be, bro? I had everything. I had everything ready and waiting for you. I was going to beat you off so hard, you have no idea. Like, look at how many ways I had to beat them off. I got the Mega Mawile, I got the Scizor, I got everything. You're so... You couldn't let me just have my way with you? So boring, Oreo, you know, for such a... Mr. Christie, please sponsor me. For such a delicious cookie, you know, you're really boring as a Pokemon card player. I had 3 ways to beat you off, and you took the most boring way. You know, you decided to edge me. I could have beaten you off all night, and you decided to go for an edging. November's over, bro. You can do whatever you want now. So this is a tough one. I don't have any playable cards in my hand. You know, that's a little tricky. But what I do have is a nice attitude and a good smile and really smooth feet. Yeah, I guess it's worth it to lose the Ice Cream and the Night Stretcher just to be able to play the game. You know, I guess I'll get rid of like 1 or 2 playable cards just to play the game. Fine, you know, twist my foot. And because I don't know what we're facing, I can't really put the Scyther down. Like, Scyther is good to have if you know they're going to have a ton of abilities. I think they're going to have a ton of abilities. So if this is... Okay, Scyther might just solo them. If this was just a 4/4 Scizor deck, I think we'd win. Ah, it's Raging Butt. Okay. And I don't play Toedscruel, so that's a little unfortunate. This is the Jumbo Ice Cream build. They are knocking out my dude. But I have lots of ways to, you know, spank their butts and claps their cheeks. Though I think this is a loss, right? If this was the Toedscruel build, we win just because they can't get their energy back that they would need to power up the Teal Mask Ogerpon. And also I have Heroescape in that build, and that would also be really nice. And also, they're just taking a turn 1 KO of my Duraludon, and that's bad. All right, well... I think we're going to send up the Squawkabilly. And yeah, this seems like I should just go for a Teal Masked Ogerpon and just take the knockout, because I don't have a way of one-shotting the Raging Butt, unless it's with Raging Hammer, so we'll just go for an Ogerpon. Air Balloon. Yeah, well, how much energy is in the discard pile? Probably, yeah, 3, so... You know what? I'm going to be greedy. We're going to get out a card that I don't need. Like, Bocce Mega Mawile could be really good. So let's just go get a card we don't need, which is, at this moment, Relicanth. There's no way we don't get an Archaludon off the other end of this, okay? PDCGL has been treating me nicely all day. I'm going to test that theory. I shouldn't have tested that theory. I should not have tested that theory. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Oh, Pilot's made an oopsie in his pants again. That's not good. How does that even happen? How do we fail that miserably? All right, well, yeah, sure, just knock out the Squawk. I don't care. Did I forget to count that last one as a win? I think that's 4-0. You know, we had more Archaludon in the deck than energy, and we ended up with more energy than Archaludon. And we're also going to be down Gust cards that we desperately need to win the game, but we have Scizor. So they're going to Scizor me Timbers. All right, all right. We're doing 260, so I think we knock out the Sandy Cheeks. Yeah, because they kept the energy on the cheeks, so let's knock out Sandy Cheeks. Right? Yeah, sure, why not? And then they'll go down to 2 prizes, and then maybe we can stick them low. Also, still no Archaludon. Still don't have the old Archaludon in the deck. That would be real useful. All right, so let's go for this. Actually, no, I can just blow them. I can blow them. So I can Iono and blow them as hard as I want to. Brilliant strategy. Again, Trust Your Pilot. Thanks, Trust Your Pilot. So we don't even have to waste the bosses right now. We can go Iono. And yep, still no Archaludon. Still, okay, we got one. All right, so let's go scoop up Cyclone, the Fez. Finally, scoop up Cyclone comes in handy. All right, they're not gonna Iono me, because if they Iono me, that means they have like the greatest hand in history. But I should probably go Night Stretcher for Iron Bundle just to get that back. And save the Scyther. So yeah, we'll just knock that out. So if I hadn't been greedy, we would have won this game. And we still surprisingly have a chance to win this game, but I was, again, a little bit greedy. The Jumbo Ice Cream, I mean, they're not useless in this matchup, but they're pretty useless in this matchup because they can just do a bajillion damage. But currently, Mega Mawile isn't doing anything. I essentially have to Iono them again and hope they don't get a Turo's or a Sada's Vitality. Or if they just completely whiff something this turn, that'd be great. They got the Prime Catcher, but they don't have an attack with anybody. No one is currently... Oh, seriously, bro? Remember, I Iono'd them to 3, and this was their turn. That's crazy. But they did leave the Scizor alive, so that's good. And they're making the Scizor insanely powerful right now. I have never seen a more powerful Scizor. You know, when's the last time you've seen someone get scissored this hard? So how much damage are we doing? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's only 260. Okay, well, we are knocking out Sandy Cheeks, and that's like one of their best cards. All right, well, can I wrestle this one back from the brink? I think I might be able to. You know, PDCGL was just like, yeah, it's totally fine, bro. Oh, hang on. If I lose, I can't put the full Metal Lab down as much as I want to. It is not a possibility here. And in this situation, I think it makes sense to Iono, because I would rather have a Lillies for next turn. And also, like, if I Lillies, then I have to use Iono next turn, that's going to be 2 cards versus, 6. There's a Rigid Band. There's an Artazon. Again, we don't want to do that. I would very much like Research and Research. So let's go Pal Pad. We put the Research in the deck. We don't care about the Iono. We don't care about the Turo scenario. If I have any balls to play with, I think if I have any balls to play with, I want to keep the Rigid Band, because Rigid Band doesn't really matter in this situation, because I'm only going to be using Duraludon as a way to accelerate energy to Mega Mawile. And there's some balls to play with. There you go. Right? Because the only way that I win this game is with Mega Mawile, because Archaludon does 220. Obviously, if I can get bosses and everything I need, then we'll be fine. But obviously, Ultra Ball with Fezandipiti is going to be the way that we probably win this game. So then that would mean I play with my balls first. I guess they're just thinning their deck, but what are they hoping for? Oh, they're just hoping for a Sada's Vitality, I guess. Or anyway, because they're relying on the Fez. Okay, that was a bit greedy, right? Because you rely on the Fez first. Oh, they already used the Fez. God, I hate that it's a global status condition. You know, it's the fact that they changed it, right? I don't like change. I'm like Sheldon. I don't like change. You know, I'm like a Canadian who still uses pennies, and I'm like a clerk at a store. I guess it also counts for the US now. But I don't like change. Get it? Because penny is change and we don't use pennies anymore. And Clam Burglar, no, the Mega Latios video is on the VODs channel. I wanted to reward the VODs. What? Oh, okay, they're thinning their deck again. I was like, are you going to use the Iron Bundle? No way. All right, here we go, everybody. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Even when PDCGO tries to screw me over, I'm going to win this game. Oh, that's insane. Okay, so now what the hell do I do? Let's go Ultra Ball away that and that. I'm really regretting putting the Iron Bundle down. Okay, so what do we got? I need an energy. We have a million cards to facilitate that. Yep, sure, Mega Mawile, I believe in you, buddy. Okay, so let's go. Let's do the thing. I have to make sure, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna be like, I have to make sure I only put a certain amount, but it doesn't matter. We just get the Archaludon out of there. I only need one anyway, so, sure. Yeah, I was greedy a second time. Did it pay off? It paid off. Maybe. Probably not. What the hell? Okay, so I have to put the energy in the deck. I'm regretting now that I didn't save another energy, but we'll be fine. I'm going to put 2 energy back in the deck. Half of my deck will be energy or ways to get energy back. I should have remembered that PTCGL would give me the worst possible outcome here. Okay, come on, PTCGL. Half of my deck is energy or ways to get energy. Okay, we got it. I didn't see the Night Stretcher at first. I was like, oh my god. Oh, I put all the energy back. Oh, they conceded. Oh, they conceded. They conceded. Oh, they didn't know. I guess I should have kept one. I guess I should have. So I made an oopsie. If I'd known, you know, again, if I'd had time to think about my move, I would have known that I shouldn't have accelerated those energy. Oh, man. Okay, so again, the reason I play so quickly sometimes and make mistakes like that is because the timer hates me on PTCGL. What I should have done is I should not have accelerated those other 2 energy. I should have known that PTCGL would give me the Super Rod, and then when I Fez, it would give me a Night Stretcher instead of, you know, one of the 4 energy I have in the deck. But there you go. You just have to have an aura. You know, I'm like the Lucario of the human world. I just have an aura about me that makes people just be like, trust your pilot's got it. I don't got time for this. I don't want to, you know, get beaten off by pilot, when in reality, you should always get beaten off by your pilot.